Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Jason Sweeting. I'm a trader from Miami, Florida. You call me, and everybody else calls me Jay the Trader. In my past life, in a former life, I was, I still am a musician. I love to sing. I love to play piano. I play guitar. What I like to do is just make music. However, it got kind of crazy because, people stopped paying me for the gigs or the gigs would fall through. And, you can't raise a family on that if money. You can't do that. And I was pretty good at music, man. MTV, BET, a couple passport stamps in and out of the country. People would fly me around so I could play music for them. It was really cool. But man, there's no need of playing that music. Like Big Boy say, we making the crowd move, but we ain't making no G's, and that's a no-no. You know what I'm saying? So what was very important for me was to figure out a way I can earn money for myself by myself. As wonderful as Beyonce is, she needs someone to hire her in order to do the job. As wonderful as LeBron James is, however much money he's worth and makes, he needs a league and a team and a manager and a coach, and he needs all that stuff in order to earn a living. And as a trader, what I realized is that you don't need nothing but yourself, a good, nice Wi-Fi connection in the market, and you can control that. So that's what attracted me to this opportunity of trading. And I see all y'all on here, and it makes me happy. If you can hear me, just drop a quick Y in the chat box so I know you can hear me. Can you hear me? Are we good? All right, we good? Okay, good. All right, okay, good. All right, well, let's get to it. Tonight, I'm going to teach you three things. Three things. One, two, three things. I'm going to teach you three things. They are all actionable. You can take these three things I'm teaching you, and you can work on them tomorrow. You can make money with them tomorrow. Okay, so let's have some fun. The three things I'm going to teach you, one is the four most important levels in the day. The four most important levels of the day. The second thing I'm going to teach you is I'm going to teach you how to look left. I'm going to teach you how to look left. Somebody say, look left, Jesus. You got to look left. Can't take no trade and don't look left. Tell him. Last thing I'm going to teach you is the most important thing ever when it comes to trading. Okay, are you ready? Anybody ready to learn? Y'all just looking at the camera. I don't see no look at James just chilling in the car. Drake just chilling. Okay, we got a thumbs up. We got, okay, J-Hawk just looking to the side like, man, hurry up. Tony Pro, I see you smiling, maybe taking a little nose. What's up? We ready? Are we ready? Y'all want to learn how to get to the money? All right, let's learn how to get to that. Tish, there go Tish right there. What's up? I see you. This snack time for everybody. Everybody doing just a little chew. We're going to call this the chat and chew session. All right. See, Vega in the house was good. All right. Let's get right to it. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you all can see my screen. If you can see my screen, just say I can see it or, something like that. Can you see my screen? Pay no attention to this money. It's okay.
Yes.
Pay no attention to it. I need this chart. This is the chart I need. I'm going to arbitrarily roll back in time, and we'll just roll. And okay, this is good.
Wait, do you have a trade going right now? Did I see a trade going right now?
Yeah, it's a trade going right now.
I bet it is.
We're in the market. We set it and forget it overnight. Just set it and forget it. Treat it like what it is, Emerald Lagasse or something like that. You just do it like a little cooking machine. Okay, so we're going to look at March the 1st. Okay, and what we're going to do, what I'm going to teach you first and foremost are the four most important levels of the day. They are the overnight high, the overnight low, the open, and the market open. Once again, they are the overnight high, the overnight low, the open, and the market open. For everybody that's on Instagram, if you have questions, drop them right there in that question box. Also, do me a favor, hit that airplane and share this with somebody because they need it. Now, if I were you, I would hurry up and register for it so Zoom can send you a link so you can actually see what's on my screen. These four levels are the open, the overnight high, the overnight low, and the market open. They are the four most important levels of the day. I'm going to show you how to find them. I want you all, if you've never seen a bonds chart before, you notice on the right, you see all these numbers. It's like a 170 something dash or, apostrophe then another number. Let me break it down for you. So the bonds move in increments of 32. You know how dollars move in increments of 100? Like you need 100 pennies to get from $1 to $2. because you get $1.01, $1.02, all the way up till it's $1.98, $1.99. Nobody says they have $1.01. Everybody says we have $2, right? So in the bonds, it's the same way. On the right-hand side, you'll see, look right here. See, it says 169, 169.01, 02, 03, 04, 05, all the way up. Look at that, 169, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 22, all the way up. 169, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 169, 30, 169, 31. No one says 169, 32. We just say 170. You feel me? That's price. The bond moves in increments of 32. And we look at price over time. So down here, you'll see these are just days, 227, 228. You see that? Super simple. Super simple. So simple, anybody could do it, okay? So when you wake up in the morning, I usually wake up around 7, and this is what I will be looking at. Now, what I'm going to do is pull up this thing called a data box. Every vertical line, this represents a new day or a new session. Do you all see that? That's a representation of a new session. So each one of these from one white line to the next is a new day. So in order to find the first of the most important levels, which is the open, it is just simply defined as the first price traded of the day. The first price of the day. That's all it is. So what you want to do is look at the very first candle on any chart in that day. You want to hover over it, and then you want to look for open. Now let's look at this little chart on the side. It says data box. Look, I'm looking over here. Okay, guys? Let's look at it. It says time 1900. That's the first candle of the day. Then you're going to see price open 169.02. See that 169.02? So we're just going to look at that. We're going to mark our charts for where 169.02 is. That's 169.02 right there, where that blue line is. That's the first of the 4 most important levels of the day. All right, let me teach you something while I'm setting up this line. There's something called the overnights. Imagine, if you will, that the market is always open 23 hours a day. However, most people that live in the world, they don't stay open the way the market does. We can't stay up 23 hours and trade. You know, we go to sleep. So there's this portion of the trading day called the overnights. The overnights are defined as 6 p.m. Eastern time. So 8:20 a.m. Eastern time. You feel me? That's what it is. It is 6 p.m. Eastern time till 8:20 a.m. Eastern time. Don't be confused. We are looking at the bonds. This is not the S&P. I hear some of y'all saying, well, the market opened at 9:30. Yeah, that's all the other things. We're looking at the bonds right now. You understand? So the bonds open at 8:20 a.m. Are you with me on that? Okay, good, good, good. Now, the overnight high is simply defined as the highest price the market has achieved from 6 p.m. to 8:20 a.m. Eastern time. That's all it is. So if we wake up on a morning like this and we're looking at this day, I'm going to show you how I look at it. I'm going to say the day opened right here, and then it went all the way up to here, and it came back down to kind of where it was, and then it went up again, then way back down, then it went up like that. Y'all see that? Okay, cool. So we know how to find the overnight high. If the overnight high is just the highest price traded, it's either going to be this candle. Well, this candle looks like it went a little higher. In fact, this candle gave us our overnight high. It is the highest candle or the highest price traded. Now let's look at what is the high on this chart. This candle is the 60-minute chart, the 2100 candle. Can somebody tell me what's the high on this chart? Tell me the high. What's the high? What's the high? Chat it, chat it, chat it. Type it to me. What's the high? 41. I need this number to at least be 50. Read the chart. Tell me what number is next to high. 42, 40. Come on. Lean into your education. What up, Instagram? I appreciate y'all. 44. Look next to high and tell me what number you see. And when you see it, type it. 46. I need 4 more, y'all. Lean into the education now. 48, 49. One more person. Let me see. 50. Let's go check. It felt like waiting for popcorn. Ding, ding, ding. 170.23. Exactly. That is it. It's 170.23. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little line. Make a little line right here, and I'm going to plop it right down at 170.23. Now, if that's the overnight high, the overnight low is the exact opposite of that. The overnight low is the exact opposite, which means what's the lowest price that has been achieved, right? So the market went down. It looked like this guy is the lowest price achieved. Can somebody tell me what the what it says low? I'm going to do it this time. Look, it says, look, panel ZB0920. The ZB is the bonds. 0920 is the current contract. And then it says time, 3 a.m. The 3 a.m. candle had a low of 168. Ooh, the boys went down now, didn't they? They went from 170.23 to 168. It's a nice move. It's a real nice move. All right, cool. We have 3 of the 4 most important levels of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the most important levels of the day for March 2nd. Now, to find the 4th most important level of the day is simply this. You have to go to a 1-minute chart and you find the open of the 8:21 a.m. candle. I'm going to say that again. We're on a 60-minute chart. That means a candle is being made every hour. However, to find the market open, which is the 4th most important level of the day, you need to go to a minute chart and you need to find the open of the 8:21 a.m. candle. Are you ready? March the 2nd, let's see if we can do it. I'm going to change this chart to a 1-minute chart. And there it is. Now we're looking at the market making a candle every minute, right? And now we have to go back. And we're going back in time all the way till March the 2nd. Yep, we're in June and we got to go back to March. This is crazy. There's got to be a better way. What if I drag this thing and did it? Ooh, look at that. We can go fast now. Okay, I'm back. I'm in May now. Okay, now I'm in April now. Okay, there's March. Let me see if I can get the 2nd. Almost. Fast forward. Okay, cool. March 2nd. Here we are on March 2nd. And what I'm looking for is the 8:21 a.m. candle. Let's see if I can find it. 8:18, 8:19. Ding, 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 ding. I think I found them. March 2nd, the time, 8:21 a.m. Can somebody tell me the open? What's the open of the 8:21 a.m. candle? Cause I really need you so. Somebody tell me what's the open. 8:21, tell me the open. We need 2 more responses. There we go. I'll check it now. Let me make sure I know. 170. 170. Okay, 170. The open is 170. Okay, so we're going to mark 170 double low. 170 double low right here. This is 8:21 open. 170 double low. Can I get my chart? Yeah. Can I get a pencil? Yeah. Boom. That's my level. I'm going to make this a nice, beautiful color. And I'm going to tell you that you're done with 1/3 of our training tonight. You now know how to find the 4 most important levels of the day. They are the open, the overnight high, the overnight low, and the market open. Once again, the open is the first price traded of the day. The overnight high is the highest price traded between 6 p.m. Eastern time and 8:20 a.m. Eastern time. Conversely, the overnight low is the exact opposite. It's the lowest price traded between 6 p.m. Eastern time and 8:20 a.m. Eastern time. And of course, 4th and definitely not least, last and not least, is the market open. The market open is defined as the opening price of the 8:21 a.m. candle. Any questions? Are there questions about this now? Questions, questions, questions. I'm taking all questions. I'm going to open up the chat so I can make sure I can read the questions. We're going to get like 2 questions on Instagram. Any questions? I'm taking them all. Hold on, let me go here so people can unmute their mic. Oh, what I do. Allow participants to unmute. All right, questions. Talk to me. No questions? I mean, I know I can teach, but gosh, that's kind of much. You sure you don't have a question? Nobody on Instagram? Nobody here? No questions? Don't be shy. If you have a question, I'm here to answer. Let me tell you, there's no such thing as a stupid question. You can ask me whatever you like.
I got a question.
Okay, talk to me. Who is this? Oh, I got
It's
stuff.
it's namesake. Is there a very efficient way to doing the replay, or is the standard way you just taught us in the course?
Is there a efficient way to do the replay, like to download replay data?
Yeah, I'm just finding it's taking a little longer than
the only way to do it is download it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it in the course.
All right.
It's the only way. Any other questions?
Where this chart from?
Kenny?
Yep.
That's you?
That's me, Kenny. Where do we get this chart from?
You download it for free. It's a free software from a company called NinjaTrader. If you go to ninjatrader.com, you can download it for free on your PC. If you have a Mac, you should download this platform called Thinkorswim. It's free too.
Thank you, sir.
That's the least I can do, brother. Least I can do. Any other questions?
Hello.
How you doing? Do I say your name Bichot? Did I say it right?
Yeah, Bishu. It's French.
Bichot,
bro. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You the Haitian bros?
Yeah, bro.
Root to the bros.
Yeah.
What's up, dog? What's your question?
Yeah. It's not really pertaining to what you're presenting right now, but when is your next intake class?
What you mean? I'm always on that. You can holler at it. It's no like I guess people move in cohorts. I've seen that sort of thing before, but it's going down right now. The way that the class is taught is that it's on Teachable, so you can learn at your own pace and your own time. You feel me?
Bro.
So you can get right with it, you know? I see my man Wesley Henderson in the house. Good to see you, bro. You know, so you can learn at your own pace at your own time. You know, it's really like, it's easy. It's no like cohorts. One beautiful thing though is that the community is so welcoming, you know? As soon as you come in, you family, it's all good. And then you can
that's what I saw on IG. That was really good when I was on IG and I saw how the interaction of everyone and everything. I said, yeah, that's a really good program. You know, to have brothers and sisters helping each other out, you know, to build that wealth.
That's really the name of it. You know, like I'm an O4Q dog. So it's some things that you understand. You know how much we believe in togetherness, you know, how much we believe in the groove. You know what I'm saying? How much we believe in setting the groove. So that's really what the same principles that you and I share. That's what it is in there. Everybody in the group, no matter if you're a neophyte or you've been hanging out for 4 or 5 months, everybody cool, everybody groovy, and we just want to see one another win, period. That's every day.
Real good.
It's all good. Thanks for the question. Any other questions? We about to get to the good part.
Can you go back? Can you explain? Can you explain again how you start off the day, please?
How do I start off the day with the 4 levels?
Yes, please.
Okay, the 4 levels are they are the open, the overnight high, the overnight low, and the market open. Okay, the open is the first price traded of the day, Dennis. I know this might be a foreign concept to you, but what it is, just think about when the candle opens. You know, that's where the open is, right? That's just the first price traded of the day. And that's on any chart, whether it be your daily chart, your hourly, your 5 minute, your 1 minute, it's just the first price traded, right? And then between 6 p.m. Eastern time and 8:20 a.m. Eastern time, that's called the overnights. Where are you located, Dennis?
I'm in London, England.
Okay, cool. So I know the time might be a little bit shifted, but whatever that time is for you, I know Eastern time is 6 p.m. to 8:20 a.m. Eastern time. And what you want to do is find the highest price traded and the lowest price traded between those times and mark those. That's your overnight high and your overnight low. And then at the open of the 8:21 a.m. candle, so you open up a 1 minute chart. If you're like on NinjaTrader, do you trade on NinjaTrader or?
Yeah, I've got an interchange.
Right. So if you go to the 8:21 a.m. candle on a 1-minute chart, Dennis, and you mark that, that's going to be your market open or your cash open. It's very important to remember that the bonds trade out of Chicago. They don't trade out of New York on Wall Street or the stock exchange or anything like that. So the bonds trade out of Chicago. It's 8:20 a.m. Eastern time is when the cash open or the market open for the bond occurs. Does that clarify it a little bit for you?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Anytime, whatever I can do for somebody who's trying to learn how to trade.
Y'all funny. Y'all funny.
This guy.
Listen, I'm really trying not to laugh. Y'all funny.
I don't know what he's doing, but hey, if that's the game we play.
I'm learning. There's nothing wrong with learning, brother.
Nothing wrong with learning at all, man. It's a beautiful thing. So look, are we good? Can we go back to work? Let's go back to work. We're gonna learn how to look left. Right? That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna learn how to look left. Somebody say to the left, to the left. Before you take a trade, better look to the left. To the left, to the left. Don't you ever for a second get to thinking. Right? So you have to look left before you take a trade. That's the most beautiful thing about the market that I can tell you. This is really how you can make a lot of money. I'm not even fronting, you know. If you look left, find out what happened last time you were wherever you are in the market. Just find out what happened. Look at it. The market starts over here, kind of comes down and up and down again.
Jay.
Wait, what's up?
Your audio was kind of bad for when you first started. Can you start over on that?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Now you muted, and we're gonna need you to reset that router again.
How about now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you. I'm so sorry. So yeah, the market goes up and down and then back up again and kind of sideways for a little while and then up and then down and up and a little bit down and then way up and then kind of hanging out and then down. That's how I'm looking at it. You all see that? Let me show you the part of it that works. Let's clear that away. Now that you see how I'm looking at the market. One thing I know is that the price went all the way up here, and when it did, the sellers got in. Now you guys are like, man, what's the sellers? In the market, you have 3 participants at all times. You have buyers, sellers, and people waiting to see should they be a buyer or a seller. You always have those 3 participants in the market. The buyers want to see the market go up, and the sellers want to see the market go down. Right? So you sell the market down, and don't think of selling and buying in terms of possession. I want you to think of them in terms of directional bias. If you're a buyer, you believe the market will rise. And if you're a seller, you believe the market will fall. Okay? So the buyers were able to get up here to this level, and for some reason, the sellers begin to take them down. Let's see how this unfolds. Ooh, sellers took them way down. Sellers took them down, 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 down. Now it's kind of hanging out. So here you are looking at the market. You wake up on May the 15th, and it's about, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning. You can't sleep, so you might as well get in the market, right? So you say, oh, if I look to the left, I can see that something happened where I can take advantage of the market. All I have to do is look this way. Do you see that? When price got to this little blue line, you could sell that. So let's see. Price goes up. There's that blue line. Looks like it's trying to come out of that blue line, and it does. So one of our entry techniques is in the direction of our bias, we press sell. And if you sell those 180.16s, they paid you just like they paid you last time. 180.16 sold down the first time to 179.24. This time 180.16 sold down to 179.25. Let's see if the 24s ever come out. Oh, there are the 24s. Do you all see that? Do you all see that what happened before tends to happen again? If you look left, you can use the past to inform the present, so that way you can predict the future. Yes, you can be a market psychic. All you have to do is look at the past. Look, if she was trifling before and was a bad friend last year, what you think she gonna do this year? If he was supposed to be your homeboy, supposed to be your ace, you know what I'm saying? And now you can't find him when you need him last year, what you think he gonna do this year? We use the past to inform the present so we can make a good prediction about the future. And we do this every day of our lives. We literally do it every day of our lives. Oh man, look, sun rises in the east and sets in the west. That's what it's been doing. That's what it's doing now. And tomorrow, if somebody asks you, where's the sun gonna rise, the east or the west, you would say the east, because that's the way it rises. Clearly. You all know how rush hour traffic goes. You say, man, we better leave now or else we're gonna get stuck in traffic. How do you already know how to operate? Because the past has informed you. You can do the same thing in the market each and every day. And guess what? You'll get to the money. Does everybody see how looking left informs you? Now let's see how much money you would have made if all you had to do was look left. Can we check on money? All right, so if first time you sold 180.17, 17s gave you 24s. So in the market, somebody tell me how many ticks is it from 180.17 to 179.24? Bullies, tell me. 180.17 down to 24. That's 17 to get to 0 and another 8. What's 17 plus 8? How many ticks? How many ticks? How many ticks? How many ticks were on the table? 25, 25, 25, 25. That's 25 ticks. Now somebody do me a favor. The bonds trade $31.25 a tick. Can somebody do 25 times $31.25? Could somebody do that for me? 25 times $31.25. What are we going to be like? Just shy of 900 bucks, just shy of 800 bucks. Yep. 781.25. Tonight, Kenny, when you download NinjaTrader and you open up a chart, they give you free data. I want you to open up that chart, look left. And then, trust me, you can do this tomorrow. Find out what happened when you look left. And then do what happened when you look left. Just if they sold over there, you sell it. If you look over there and somebody took it up, you buy it. And watch how the Lord bless you. And now that's 781.25 per contract. The bullies are saying something really cool right there. Tone said per contract. People trade, you ever heard how many shares of something? Like, oh, I have 10 shares of Microsoft, or I have 13 shares of Apple, right? So look at y'all in there killing the market. Leave them people market alone. That's 781 per contract. Some people trade with 3, 4, 5, 10 contracts. Some bullies even trade with 20 or 50 or 60. Can you imagine what your day would be like if you looked left and sold 180.16 down to the 180.17 down to the 24s with 2 or 3 contracts? Yeah, that's the kind of day you can have by looking left. Simply looking left. All right, questions about looking left? Unmute your mic or type it in the chat or whatever you want to do.
How far left do I have to look?
You have to look as far left until you get back to where price was where you currently are. Let me make that make sense. For example, if you're currently trading 179.04, you want to look back for the last time we traded 179.04s. Was it a week ago? Was it a day ago? Was it a year ago? Was it 3 years ago? It doesn't matter how long it was ago. You just want to go back and see what happened last time. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep. Look back left. How far back? Back, way back. Like the song say, you got to go back, way back.
Teddy Riley.
All right. Any questions about looking left? I'm wide open. How many is a contract? Do you mean like how much does it cost to have a contract or to be able to trade a contract? Is that what you're talking about? Questions about looking left on IG? Y'all holler at me. Okay, cool. You can go to many different brokerages, and many different brokerages which sell you a contract for many different prices. Right? Just imagine you want to, what can I say? Say you want to buy a loaf of bread. That loaf of bread gonna cost you something at Publix, maybe something else at Winn-Dixie, maybe it costs you something else at Whole Foods, maybe something else at Piggly Wiggly. You understand? It's the same loaf of bread, but everybody charges a little different. So it all depends on your broker. I've seen contracts cost as much as $7,500 and as little as $400. However, I don't agree with trading your own money, and I don't suggest you do it. If you have this skill, the skill that I'm talking to you about, people will pour money on top of you to trade for them. If you don't believe me, just ask the bullies. Does volatility come into play with the bonds? Volatility comes in play with life. One day you can go outside and take your family to the movies on Friday. Then the news tells you if you go outside, you can get sick and die. Guess what happens? Things get volatile. So the market is made of people. It is made of participants, people in the market. And people have the same beliefs. Oh my God, the world's shutting down. Take all my money away. I'm gonna hide my money. So, things can get volatile as well. What I like about the bonds is that they provide a slow moving, methodically moving, very deliberate market environment that is extremely predictable. Very predictable. So even when it's volatile, it's like child's play.
So we don't need our own money to open up an account?
That's a very good question. If you wish to trade your own money, you will have to open an account. However, I teach bullies, I teach bond bullies, I teach my students that you can trade your own money, but why? You know what I'm saying? Like what they used to say, you could pay more, but why? That used to be Payless, right? You could, but why? Why? When you can trade somebody else's. We didn't buy our house with our own money. We didn't buy our car with our own money.
So is that margins and then we take the profit from the margins?
No, sir. What I'm talking about is a trading combine. It's an evaluation where a trader goes and takes a trading test and passes. And when that trader passes, someone hands that trader $50, $100, $150, $250,000. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
My dog say, okay. You saw how the K rolls up right there in his voice? That was, I ain't never heard of that.
I have not.
It's all good, baby. Hang out. I'll show you what's up. I'll show you what's up. We family now. How often does looking left work out the same? Every time till it don't. Right? So what I teach in the class is how you can interpret and learn to read candles. Candle reading is just like reading a book. If you saw A-R-E, you wouldn't say A-R-E, you would say R, because your sight word, that's R, right? But if you saw M-I-G-H-T, you wouldn't say migit, you would say might, right? Right? Because that's the way the words work together. If somebody said A, B, C, D, E, F, G, R, S, T, L, you'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa. You skipping stuff, right? So the market works out that way. When you see these candles, they will print the way that they are supposed to. I teach my students to look at them and know what should happen next. So they'll know Is this level good to find support anymore? It supported me 4 times. Oh, but the candles are telling me that support is going to be over. I should no longer look for support here. Now I should look for this level of support to fall, and we'll have to find further support lower. You know?
Where do you take that trader test at?
I use a company called oneuptrader.com. OneUpTrader. One O-N-E up U-P trader TRADER.com. OneUpTrader.com.
I have a question.
Talk to me.
Does
Who are you?
I'm
What's
Raven.
your name? I can't hear you.
I'm Raven.
Raven.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Oh, you got your camera on. I see you.
Oh yeah, I can.
What you say, bad hair day? That's what we doing?
Nah, nothing like that.
Okay. I'm gonna let this happen because it's the first time, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I really appreciate talking to people face to face. That's like my thing.
All right, you got it. It's not.
Oh, there you go. Look at you. Beautiful teeth, beautiful smile. Look at you, Raven. What's up? Talk to me.
So do you, like, I know for like for bonds, do you have to like evaluate the contracts like the same way? Because I know I have to look at, you know, Greeks and stuff like that, like just to make sure like I'm gonna be profitable.
No.
Wow.
No.
Sí se puede.
No. No, we don't do it like that. What I teach my students how to do is to read price action. You know, everything is based upon market participation and price action. So, you know, you can get in and out safely. You know, I don't like to make things, you know how, what I like to say is this, Raven, we go to college and we read all these books, and then we go to grandma and she say 2 sentences and we get it. Because wisdom comes in small nuggets. Any idiot can make something complicated. It takes a real genius to make it simple. And what I'm trying to do is take all of the complications of the market, take them all and boil them down so all you get is the essentials. So my students, typically, they start out on day 1, they don't know nothing. They say, man, this town like, oh my God, it sounds like Chinese to me. I don't know what y'all talking about. And then by day 20, they like, hey, Jay, you see them 170.29? You see them 29s? I'm getting long off them 29s, you know what I'm saying? Because the way that we roll it, you know, the curriculum is powerful, and then, you know, we practically, we apply those things every day in the trade room, and then we do continuous training every week on Sundays. So it's always, the experience is immersive, you know what I'm saying? And it allows students to latch on real quick. And we don't do none of them crazy, go read these 1,000-page books and you got to study all this. You got to read 18 Wall Street journals and no. You're going to read these candles and you're going to get profit. Simple.
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome, Raven. Thank you. My man, Joe Gasson, I see you, baby. What's poppin'? Any other questions? We got one more thing. I promised to teach you 3 things. The first thing was the 4 most important levels of the day. They were the open, the overnight high, the overnight low, and the market open. The second thing I told you was super dope. It's called looking left. Before we take a trade, we look in the past, because the past informs the present so that we can predict the future. Once again, the past informs the present so that we can predict the future. Now, this thing I'm going to tell you about, I want you to really, like, I don't know if you know, maybe you're with your lady or you're with your guy, or maybe the TV's on or something like that. I don't know. But this part I want you to really look at. And if possible, if you could turn on your cameras, that would help me. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure you get this part. This part is important. You know, Sarah, Dominique, Mark Bailey, you know, Carlton, you know, DW, Courtney, I see you. Turn your cameras on. I really, you know, Mr. Donquan, you know, Jessica, I see you. You know, I need you to be Jimenez, everybody, you know, Victor, Shahid, turn your camera on, because I need to see you for this part. And I want you to see me. All right? Fantastic. There you all are. Damon, I see you. It's good to see you. Cleve in the house. Ooge in the house. What's poppin', boy? Tamika, what's happening? Ooh, Tamika got a hand in it. What? She got a hand on what? She's like, so what you about to tell me? Okay, this is it. This is the most important thing I'm gonna teach you tonight. And y'all thought the 781 per contract was good. Y'all thought them 4 levels was good. This the one. You ready? If you're ready, give me a quick R in the chat box or something like that. Let me see. I'm ready. I'm ready. Show me. Tell me. I need that. Come on. Tell me this. Lean into the moment. I see you. Lean into it. All right. All right. You ready? You better be patient. Kenny, you better be patient. so clean. I'm telling you. Hey, Kim. Hey, Jarvis. Jacob. Toya. You better be, Paul, you better be patient, Paul. Kenny, you cannot be a good trader and be an impatient trader. When you wait for your price, you gotta wait for it, Mark Bailey. You gotta wait for that thing. You gotta wait for that price. You can't just jump in all willy-nilly because you will get your whole head knocked off. The market is unemotional about your loss and it does not care about you. You know your broker, TD Ameritrade, Ninja Trader, all these other fantastic brokerages, you know that they're in business to take your money. They are not in the business to ensure that you're a fantastic trader. Absolutely not. They're in the business of turning profits. So if you lose your money, it don't matter. And I don't want you to lose it. What I'm telling you is this. If you sold last time from right here down, don't sell from right here. Wait until price gets right here and then sell. If you buy from right here and the market went up, so now you looking left and this is where the buy level was, don't buy from up here. Wait till price gets where you want it and strike. I'm talking about, and when you strike, I'm talking about act a fool in the market. You know what acting a fool means, Paul? DW, Sorrel, y'all know? Danielle, you know what that means when you act a fool? You ever seen kids at the store acting a fool? Like my grandma say, they're not acting a fool. No, they acting a fool. When you get in that market, I'm talking about lean in on them and take all the money you can find. That's what I teach the bullies. That's what I'm telling you. We want to know the four most important levels of the day because they constrain the market. They inform us of what price plans to do. We want to know how to look left because if we look left, we can find out what happened before. We can get an informed decision about price, about the market's participants. We can find out early about the market's intent. And then thirdly, when I tell you we act like, oh, we just sit and wait, I'm talking about we wait. I'm talking about we wait. You ever seen the video of them lions on the savannah? They waiting. They watching all the little herd go by. As soon as they see the right one, they jump on it. They take off. Before you know it, it's dinner time. That's what the bullies do. We sit around, we wait, we look at the market, and when it's time to strike, we act a fool. Everybody is a feeding frenzy. Around about 10 o'clock, I asked, hey, how your kid was for the day? 625, 1300, 2200, 25. But we get that way from being patient. Most importantly, we have to be patient traders. Does that make sense to y'all? That makes sense. Those three things, that's cool to y'all? I see T-Bag, I see Danielle like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I see you, Carlton, like, yeah, that makes some sense. Look at Paul. Paul look like, well, I don't know. He look like he's full of it. Paul, I promise I ain't full of it, baby. Just as gray as your walls is, you know, I ain't full of it, baby. I see you. Joe Gasson, I see you smiling. I'm telling you, this is how you make money. Y'all on Instagram, this is how you make money. I promise you can take what I'm telling you right now to the market tomorrow. If you don't believe me, just try it. Okay, now, any questions? Any questions? You can unmute yourself or you can.
Jay.
Okay, talk to me.
All right, so I've been practicing the sim, and I want to know, you ever set an ATM and just leave at a level? Because I've been doing that and it's been working, but I don't know if that's like right to do. It's say you see a level and it's been bouncing off of it a couple of times. Sometimes I set that ATM at the level and just walk away.
Really? How long you been in the class, so?
3 weeks.
Good. You ever traded before?
I did options.
Okay. Never day trading?
Never day traded.
Okay, cool. And you started to see success with setting up those ATMs and walking off?
A little. I just started doing it that 2 days now.
I like that.
2 days now.
That's very good. What you're doing is taking the emotional capacity out of the trade. You know, it's something to set a trade and watch it. Now you're totally locked in. It's like the movie, like, oh, who's gonna win? Is the buyers gonna, oh, is the sellers? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you set it and forget it, you can set it and walk off. Now the outcome is set. You've taught your trade how to behave. It'll behave the way that you taught it. Your stop will behave the way, your targets, they're set where they are, and you're being unemotional. I like that approach. I take that most nights. I take a very unemotional approach to the market.
Yeah, that's what I started doing the overnights actually. Like right before I go to bed, or so I won't go to bed until I know I see a perfect setup for me. Okay, now I'm going to sleep. Let me set it, go to sleep.
And then you just wake up the money.
I wake up the money.
And that boy didn't know how to trade 3 weeks ago. Cheers to you, sir. Cheers to you. Any other questions?
So let me get this straight. I open up an account. Let's say I open up an account before I get someone else to fund me, right?
My man Kenny opens up an account.
$400, let's say, right?
You put what? What you say?
$400.
$400 Kenny in the house. What's up?
So now I go and I find a contract by getting it at the right price.
So let me inform you a bit so then you can ask the question the way you want to, right? Okay. So a broker will sell you a contract I've seen for as low as $400. What that means is now you can go into the market and you can place a trade with one contract. Not 2, not 3, not 4. You can place a trade with one contract. And you have as much as $400 to lose. Okay, now ask your question.
How do I make money from that one contract?
This is good. This is a great question, right? So I'm going to share my screen so that I can answer the question. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Let's go to the ES. It moves a bit more rapidly, and I can take a little more leverage from it, right? So let's just say we get into a trade. You have one contract, so let me put it on one. And what you're going to do is you're going to look and you're going to say, man, what is the market about to do? Look like it fell asleep, but it's up. You're going to sell. Order filled. Now you're in the market with your one contract and you're at break even. Now, for the sake of this, you're going to put your target right here because you want to make that money quick. You don't want to play with them. You just want to make you a quick little $25. So you come right here and you set, and now you set your target at $25 and you've made $25. You got into the market with one contract. You told the market which direction you believe it will go in. The market went in your direction and it hit your target. The market says, good job for knowing which direction you wanted the market to go in with your one contract. You have just won $25. So you go over here and you check your account and you say, what did I do? I'm sorry, I took a little profit earlier, but some of that is the $25 that you that we just made together. Does that make sense to you?
Somewhat.
Now you like, cool, that sounds good on the computer, but how do we get to my house? Because I need to buy these groceries. That is fantastic. That's a great follow. So your broker is going to send you the money if you request it. You're going to say, hey, man, I just made $25. Send it to me. Your broker's going to say, no problem. Here's your $25 minus our fees for being your broker. Because, hey, they did a job, so they're going to take their money, right? And then you're going to take your money, and it's going to be transferred to your bank account. Then, by all means, swipe your card and spend your money. You just made it. Does that make sense to you, Kenny?
It does. I'm going to have to keep looking so I can make more sense of it, but I think
I like that. I like that. Where you from, Kenny?
Boston.
Boston. Yeah, I like that. Good to see you, man. I'm glad you joined me, man. It's my first time I ever seen you before, so I appreciate you being here. Who invited you, Kenny?
I'm all over the internet and Instagram, so I found you somehow, probably off of Earn Your Leisure or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for your questions. Any other questions?
What is the P&L? What is that?
A P&L stands for profit and loss, Count Dracula. Yes. It stands for profit and loss. So what usually happens throughout a trading day is that you will take a trade. Let's just say you take your first trade, you make 500. You take your second trade, you lose 50. You take your third trade, you make 1,000. All in all, you made 1,500, but you lost 50. So totally you made, what is that? $1,450. Hallelujah. That's for math, right? So now you got $1,450 as your profit and loss. That is your realized P&L for the day. Oftentimes on my Instagram account, you will see me post up people's P&Ls, all of the bond bullies, because that's how much money they're making a day. Today, I think, you know, the bullies probably all together made about $40,000 or $50,000 in the market. And that's fantastic, right? And that's no cap. That's actual and factual, as TLC would say. Look at, I see your name, say, you know about that record? Any other questions? Courtney, no questions? Ooh, Shahid, no questions? Shahid, you look like you got, Paul, you gotta have a question. Paul, you gotta have it. B. Jimenez, no questions? B. Jimenez like, no, I don't have no questions, man. I'm just over here making money and selling houses. Yeah. Toya, you don't have any questions? I can't believe it.
Thank
Damon, no questions? Mark Bailey, no questions?
Yeah, you hear me?
Okay, no questions. All right, cool.
Paul has a question. Paul has a
Who is
question.
this? Paul has a question?
You hear me?
I can hear you, Paul.
Hey,
What's up with it, man? You all right?
Is there another feature that's correlated to the bond market?
Yes.
Where it goes the same way or different way?
Right, right. So think about it like this. The bond market, you know, the bond, it has brothers, right? You have the 30-year bonds, the 10-year notes, the 5 years, the 2 years, and the ultra bonds. That's the bond family, right? It's something like squash. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get this kind of squash, that kind of squash, this other kind of squash, or like this kind of apple, that kind of apple, but all of them are apples. So the bond has a family. The bonds have a family. The 2-year notes, the 5 years, the 10 years, the 30-year bonds, and the ultras, right? And they all have a direct correlation. One go up, the other one go up. One go down, the other ones go down. You understand? All right, cool. Now, the beauty of the bonds is that you can look around and find other parts of the market. Let me break it down like this. So the market is like a big machine. The financial markets, Tamika, let me tell you, it's like a big machine, right? And if something goes up, then something else got to go down. And if that thing goes down, then something else has got to spin. If something else spins, then somebody else says, oh. And if somebody says, oh, then somebody else has got to say, move, move. You know what I'm saying? Like it's this big machine that, you know, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because if something happens over here, it affects something over there, right? And if something happens to those people over there, then it affects these people over here, because we're all on this world together. We here together. You know what I'm saying? If something happened with rice, then something gonna happen with the pigs. Something happened with pigs, and it happened to the cows. If something happened to the cow, it's gonna happen to the oil. If it happened to the oil, it have to happen to the businesses. If it happened to the businesses, it's gonna happen to the nation. You know what I'm saying? So it's this big web of market. Okay? The purpose of the market is to facilitate trade. Simply, you walk into a supermarket. The job of a supermarket is to make a buyer and a seller have a place where they can interact. Okay? So when you're in a market, you want to be known, like it's like being a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You're looking around like, what happened today? Who did what? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like being a boxer. I heard somebody say when they were fighting Floyd Mayweather, Floyd would punch him, hold him, look at the ref, look back at them, whisper something, step back, punch him, hold him, look at the clock. You know what I'm saying? You want to be aware of the entire picture. Now here's a quick nugget. Paul, while the bonds have a direct relationship to the rest of the bond family, they have an inverse or indirect relationship to the indexes. We're talking about your S&P, your NASDAQ, your Dow, your Russell. Them boys like the Capulets and the Montagues. You feel me? It's a fight, dog. When one of them is going up, the other one is going down. And when one of them is going down, the other one is going up. So you can take a peek over there at the market and say, what's the S&P doing? Because I don't know what the bond's about to do. But if I look at the S&P, oh, the S&P going up, okay, the bond should be trying to go down. What's up? You always want to be aware of what's happening in that market. You know what I'm saying? You want to trade like Floyd fights. Go watch a Floyd fight, man. Floyd punch in the eye twice. He hold you for a second, breathe, catch his breath, slow everything down, push you back, look at your referee, hit you twice again, look at his lady, wink at her, hold you again, check the clock, 30 seconds left, he put on the barrage for 20 seconds, and he won the round. And you don't know what happened. You like, dang, I just fought Floyd. Yeah, you getting beat up. And that's what the bullies do. See, what we do is we look at the whole market every day, and we beat it up. Simple. Any other questions? Paul, did that help you at all?
Look at that chat.
Yeah, Jay. Thank you.
Okay. I need to check the chat. There's questions over there. What y'all in here doing, man? Y'all know y'all ain't got no home training. Dennis going to fund the bill.
I ain't never seen nobody
done since we've been on the chat. Probably something bad.
I ain't seen nobody P&L so high you can't even post the number.
Drake over there playing games.
Drake went up 66.25 today.
Dennis won't even post his.
B Wilkes went up 656. Oh, Dennis, I'm trying to
T Vega, where you at? T Vega?
T Vega went 700 since 6 p.m. Doggone. Y'all like a trade, right? Dennis, what you made? Dennis won't say what he made today. Dennis ain't gonna put that up. Dennis makes some money in the market. He's scared something.
And it said too much. I made too much today.
11:37 for the day. I want to be like Draco when I grow up. So as you can see, the bullies, you know, it don't matter the time of day. Jordan have made $700 since 6 o'clock, and it's 8:01. Now, can you buy that? What's 400? 400 plus 1? Is that 400 plus 1 plus another 2? So that's 400 plus 1 plus another 2. That's 700. Can you buy that? I'm just clowning, y'all. Let's be serious. Well, are there any other questions? T Vega up 1162.
How do I become a bully?
How do you become a bully? Who asked that?
I did.
Robert Kearney. Very good to see you, Robert. You go to this link. The link is www.tradelikej.com. And when you go there, you're going to see that the course is $547, but don't pay that. You want to use this code, I hate Corona. And it'll give you 50% off. One thing I'm dedicated to is ensuring the fact that in a paycheck or two, the average person around the world can have access to the knowledge that's in my head. Somebody asked a question, Jay Hurt. Jay, trying to acclimate myself with the NinjaTrader 7 software. I'm on ZB0920. I'm seeing 176, 8.74. Okay. So far, yeah, the 176s. 176.8. Yeah, that's right. That was right. Like probably like 5 minutes ago, we traded the ball at 177. So yes, you're seeing the right information. When someone asks about P&Ls, I just tell them, God is the greatest. Y'all are nuts. Y'all doing too much. Y'all crazy. These people gonna think we lying. Don't do this like this, because people be saying it's too good to be true. There's no way it's that easy. There's no way. They gonna think it's a lie. So don't do that. Y'all just say you worked hard, which is true. These people that's posting these P&Ls, they put in the work. What I like to say is I told them, hey, success is over there, but I couldn't walk for them. I couldn't put one foot in the other for them. They had to do that part for themselves. And they really did. Very much so. I had a bully who hit me the other day and she said, Jason, she from Jamaica. She said, Jason, I just can't believe, like, it can't be this easy, right? That's what she said to me. She said, I posted it, I want to say the other day. Yes, it is that easy. Questions. When using the demo, are they actual market prices? Yes, they are. That is what I suggest you learn on. I suggest that you trade demo or sim, until you get your bearings. We don't want you putting any real money up until you learn what you're doing. That's the most important thing. And it won't take long, but you do have to be dedicated and you do have to practice and try. If you can practice and if you can try, you can do it. What I like to say is there was a point in your life where you could not walk. your parents would stand you up and then have nearly a heart attack as you fell down to your face or to your knees or on your butt. I'm telling you, Albert, there was a time, Kevin Cornell, there was a time you could not walk. Damon, you couldn't walk. You know what your parents kept doing? They kept standing you up, Kenny. Tony, they kept standing you up. You fall down, they stand you up. They said, oh, it's all right, Nick. Come on, Nick, you can do it. Kendra, that's what they said. They said, it's okay. Kendra, that's what they did. You know, Mike Green, Aaliyah, that's what they did. They kept standing you back up, Jarvis. You can do it. It's all right. Come on, you can do it. Come on, walk to me, buddy. Or they say, come on, walk to me, sweetheart. And one time they put you up, you fell. They put you up, you fell. And then they put you up again, and you ain't failed since.
Hey, Jay, can I say something?